Time for our events update. And Dianna Stampfler at Promote Michigan is always good for putting ideas in our head about places we might like to visit. Today is no exception. In fact, made mention of this earlier today, and you may have heard some Fox reports on this. It was this date in 1916. President Wilson signed an act establishing the National Park Service. It was part of the Department of the Interior. So, Dianna, big anniversary for that today.
Yeah, it's 100 years. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
To think, and that's just to clarify, that is the establishment of the National Park Service.
Mm-hmm.
There were already national parks in place. The first was in 1872 when Yellowstone opened up in the Rocky Mountain area, Wyoming and Montana. The second national park ever was actually in Michigan. Did you know that?
I didn't.
So Mackinac Island was Mackinac National Park. It was established in 1875. So well before the service was ever in place, Mackinac Island had a national park. That was its designation, and it operated that way for 20 years until it was transferred over to the state of Michigan. It became Mackinac Island State Park, which was the first state park in the state of Michigan. So 100 years ago, when Wilson signed that act, there were already 35 different parks and monuments all over the country, which today has grown to over 390 sites.
Oh my!
So this is battlefields, parks, lake shores, preserves, trails, rivers, monuments, and they actually then take care of and manage those properties all over the country. Here in Michigan, we have 7 unique sites that are maintained as part of the National Park Service. So as I go through these 7, you tell me how many of these you've been to, Richard. So
oh my!
I know you and I are not going to do well on this. I don't think. These 3 are in the Upper Peninsula. So you've got Isle Royale National Park, which is up in northern Lake Superior. In that same neighborhood, you've got the Keweenaw National Historic Park, which is the mining area of the Keweenaw Peninsula. And then you got the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, Munising Grand Marais.
Beautiful.
I've been through there, not out on the water to see it from the water. On the Lower Peninsula, this is the one I've been to, probably you as well, the Sleeping Bear Dunes National Lakeshore along M22, Benzie-Leelanau County. That was rated Michigan a most beautiful spot in America by Good Morning America a few years ago.
Oh, my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, it was a pretty big deal. 2011, the whole country got to vote, and that was chosen the most beautiful spot in America. So, right here in our own state.
No kidding.
A couple sites down in the Detroit area. We have the River Raisin National Battlefield Park, which is located in Monroe, dating back to the War of 1812. Of course, the Motor City National Heritage Area is on that list. And then one that we're part of with 7 other states is the North Country National Scenic Trail, which passes through your neighborhood down there in the Battle Creek area.
Mm-hmm.
This actually encompasses 7 different states. We're kind of in the middle of it, and it actually enters, I think, down by Hillsdale and kind of treks through West Michigan and up through the Upper Peninsula. And then finally, we do also have the Father Marquette National Memorial, which is in St. Ignace, recognizing the life and work of Father Marquette, who was one of the early explorers to the state of Michigan. So
that is incredible. You've done your homework there.
I wish I'd done. Why did I have this interest when I was taking Michigan history back in high school? Right.
Right. Well, you worked on. You've made up for that. That's for sure.
I think I have. I wish I could go back and take some of those history classes again now.
Boy, that national, that North Country Scenic Trail starts in Maine and goes all the way to North Dakota and passes through Michigan and right in this area. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, and it's funny because I know that there are stretches, like I said, there's stretches of it down by you. There's even through Marshall, Battle Creek, up into Yankee Springs area. But then it also treks through right by where I live up here in Petoskey, too, which I think is really kind of a cool thing.
I stand corrected. It starts in New York. My map was small, and I was looking closer at it. Yeah, it's New York. So anyway, it starts in New York, comes through here all the way to North Dakota. It's still impressive.
3,200 miles, and it's still partly under construction. So when it's completed, it'll be the longest continuous hiking trail in the United States. It was established originally back in 1980.
Wow. That is very interesting. Thanks, Dianna Stampfler with Promote Michigan. You can look at promotemichigan.com and see the list. and learn some other details about all of these places. Diana's pulled that all together. In fact, we'll link that at WBCKFM.com as well, and so you can check that out. Thursday, chat about places to see, events to take part in all around our area this week with Dianna Stampfler at Promote Michigan, part of our rotation of stars here on Thursdays.